Welcome to Violent City.
Hey, what's good? Oh, man. Oh, you ever project for the first time that day? My bad. Woo. Hey, what's good, gamers? I made some real bullpucky. So, shall we get to it? And thank you for the resub entirely, Hell. And thank you, Tom Nook Yankees. And thank you, Kaiser Ryu. Thank you for 85 months. Holy shit. 40 months and 55 months. Thank y'all so much. Alrighty then, as said by Ace Ventura, the pet detective. So we're playing Aggro Crab. You might see these lands at the bottom and go, oh, is this, what colors are you running? It's mono blue. These are just the Surveil lands that I had lying around on color. I find these are often pretty good for just dumping a little extra in the grave. I'm back and forth on these. I might try a version with just none of them, straight islands. Then we're running Tolarian Terror, which costs one less to cast for every instant and sorcery in my graveyard, and then has a little bit of protection on it. Big 5/5. We try to cast this super cheap. We also try to cast Eddie Crab super cheap. This has flash, which means we can cast it at instant speed. Colorless untapped Surveil Scry lands. Weirdly enough, colorless mana is like pretty bad for this deck. We almost like never need we need specifically blue always. Yeah, it's really, this deck's goofy as shit. But yeah, I might consider them as well. That's not a bad idea. Are those rares? Because that's part of the other joy of this deck, is that almost all of the lands Hidden Grotto. Oh, I probably need to turn on craft mode. Oh, no, not... Okay, no, what? Hidden Grotto. Oh, okay. Surveil 1.
Let's go.
I'll keep it in mind. Let me write that down. That's not a terrible idea. Okay, let's see. Hidden Grotto. This is part of why I wanted to stream this, by the way. It was so that people could give me ideas. Also, this deck is for Explorer or Pioneer, whichever you'd like to call it. So, our card pool is, oh, sorry, my head. The headphone jack on my microphone is starting to die. Everything else about it works okay, but that's starting to die. Conduit pylons. Oh, okay, and then it's just, that's also the same thing. Okay, word, yeah. If I end up like feeling like I could use additional colorless over tapped, That's a good idea. That also would make the deck less rare. Because, yeah, here's the other stuff this deck does. So we play Eddie Merc Crab super cheap. We play it on our opponent's turn a lot of the times to tap down their stuff. And then we get to attack with it the turn after. It's really good for aggro. If we have like a Tolarian Terror on the board and our opponent has like 2 blockers and they're like, that thing doesn't have trample, I'll be fine. I have 10 life. I can hang out forever. And then EOT, we Eddie Merc Crab, tap down 2 of their things and swing in for 10 and they go, dang, I got by the crab. We also use things like Unauthorized Exit for a little bit of control with Surveil. Curate for very high quality surveil and draw. This is often worth playing because it always is 1, instant in the graveyard for our crab and our terror, but it often ends up being 3, which is nuts because that means I'm paying 2 to like get a 3 cost discount often on 2 creatures and also, draw a card. It's good. Spell Pierce is hilarious. Slip Out the Back is so funny. This is the card that Zorak recommended I put in highly, and holy shit was he right. This card's so funny. No one is thinking about phasing. No one in the universe is thinking about phasing, and this card lights people up so bad. I have had games that just go bizarre. No. The thing is, like, thinking about casting it on your own creatures, that's like level 1, Slip Out the Back. When you slip out the back a creature your opponent controls and just give them the +1/+1 counter anyway, because, for example, they're doing a deck where all they do is they play a million cycling cards, which are usually you pay like 1 mana or, very cheap amounts of mana to discard a card and draw a card. But they'll have something on the board that like has an effect whenever you do that. And they had I can't even remember the name of the creature, but it was a creature that deals 1 damage to any target whenever it cycles. So like, they had that thing and they were clearly getting ready to shoot me in the face for 12 damage in a turn and I was going to lose. So at the beginning of their turn, or like before they untapped, I was just like, or like I think it was like right after untap, I was just like, I phased that. And then they just kind of had to sit there and be like, So that's a fun card. Enter the Enigma is really good in this deck. This is often, 5 damage or win the game or something like that. Delver of Secrets is funny as fuck. If you want a card, if you want a card that you could just run 4 Delver of Secrets, like a couple of islands, and then like all instants. If this thing flips on like turn 1 or 2, people just scoop. They just like, a lot of times they don't even think about it. They're just like, nah, fuck this. They just, what this reads is, at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library, you can reveal it, and if it's an instant or sorcery, you transform Delver of Secrets. Good news about instants and sorceries in our deck. We have 29 of them, which means it generally rolls about a 50-50. Consider incredible in this deck. Lets us put a spell down and draw a lot of times, which is great because a lot of our spells are more useful in the graveyard than anywhere else. A card that I'm currently running 3 of, and it is so funny, is an offer you can't refuse. No one in this universe is looking for a 1 blue counter spell. No one in the world. And yeah, the thing is, Delver of Secrets has been printed at Common, just not in Arena as far as I know. An offer you can't refuse isn't uncommon. This deck is kind of what I call Magic the Gathering Arena Popper, which means it's all just commons and uncommons. Because most players who have been playing this game quite a bit have a Brazilian wild cards that are common and uncommon. All these Surveil lands are just the Surveil lands I had that made blue. If you don't have them, don't sweat it. Consider Conduit Pylons, perhaps, or Hidden Grotto. But yeah, that's Aggro Crab. Let's go try and slam some blue creatures on the board way faster than our opponent is thinking. Also, let me get my mouse captured, actually. Capture cursor, please. Hello. Another possible deck for this landed uncommon. We'll see. It does enter tapped. I'll consider it. I'll write it down. If it didn't enter tapped, I would immediately be on top of that card. But like, so would every blue deck ever, I guess. You know? All right, well, let's get out onto the field with some aggro crab, yeah? This is Explorer, by the way, which is like, it's like the pseudo modern. It's the modern without Modern Horizons, which is like kind of blessed. Ooh, Delver of Secrets, Eddie Merc, and Tolarian Terror. Pfft, we'll draw land. Don't be a pussy. We're keeping it. We're so good. Also, we have so many creatures out of our deck. We're gonna flip a spell next turn. 100%. Check this out. Fuck. Okay, great. I think I'm just gonna curate. Oh. We are so close to having terror. So many of these things have ETBs. Okay. Shucks. Okay. God, what does a mass do? It like puts a 0/0 thing on it. Okay, pick that up. Put that shit in your hand. Okay, your turn. If they cast a non-creature spell, motherfucker. Shucks. 2 spell pierces feels bad against an all-creature hand, but hey, them's the breaks. This is great news. My opponent's slow playing. I would not advise slow playing against my dumb deck. No. Based. We got to resolve Spell Pierce, baby! Woo! And our Delver flips over. It's all turning up Tuesday, baby. All right, so here's the move. You look at Tolarian Terror and you're like, that shit costs 1? What? Or costs 2? That's crazy. But Opt is free. Opt is free. Opt gives us a discount. I don't want an island. I got plenty of them. Nice. Okay, so we just slam dunk Tolarian Terror. Main phase 1? Yeah, I don't give a shit. What are they gonna do? And then we just hold up Spell Pierce, and if they try to kill the thing, they have to pay the ward, and then also my Spell Pierce. And then, yeah, if they don't, draw a card. No, I don't want you drawing. No, that's okay. I think you should have no cards. Enjoy your treasure, bitch. I love this game, dude. Magic sucks. Oh, what? Oh, they cast. I'm trying to figure out why that didn't fully counter. Oh, they used the treasure to pay the counter cost. Right, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. You know what? That's fine. Still better than the Villagers. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and turn our stuff sideways. And now that they have given up the treasure, they truly have no answers to what I'm about to do. And we're just gonna use Eddie Merc Crab to be as big of a shithead as possible here. As soon as they give me the pass to combat. No. Pay that also. And then they can barely pay the ward. If they want to target. They'll need a 1 mana removal. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let them attack first. Oh, that can't even block. That's crazy. Bada bing, baby. You got an answer to this baloney. I'll put Opt in the toilet. I'm built different. This deck sucks, man. This deck is so funny. We didn't play a single rare. We didn't play a single rare. Can you believe that? Aggro Crab. Sometimes I just push through 13 damage because I make them tap down and then pick them up, boys. This deck rocks. Yeah, aggro control. Like, I was looking at the full list of cards available in Explorer, and I was like, I think I can make this work. It's like a weird tempo aggro hybrid. It rules. So we don't have creature. Yo, Wobblop, what's good, gamer? They're a friend of mine from the local fighting game community, if you can believe it. Okay, this hand has Delver, which is awesome. This hand has Eddie Merc Crab, which is based. We have a draw, and we have an offer they can't refuse. I think I just... I'm like, how much... Okay, I'll put one of these down. We only run like 20 lands. I can't be too fucking stupid. How do we feel about the changes to assigning damage? I like it. It stops battleship magic from happening as much. Yo! They're milling for me? Did I not mill a spell? I hate it here. They got me to the flip. Let's go. And I dropped one spell. Okay, fuck yeah, gamer. Here comes another blue spell from Ty Tuesday. And I'm gonna scry one and draw a card. All right, and once again, no one in the universe or their right mind is ready for a 1 mana blue counter spell. It's not a great time to do it right now. You know what? No, you were just gonna cast a spell without paying its mana cost anyway. Don't do that. Now you can pay it with my treasure. How about that? They're thinking, is this guy an idiot? I'm thinking, keep honking. My crab's getting cheaper. Keep honking. My crab's getting cheaper. Let's go. I think we just play it big, chill, and Eddie Merc Crab EOT. You play Commander? Nice. Yeah, I'm not a huge Commander fan. That's like one of my less favored ways to play personally. But yeah, Hey, anything that gets folks into Magic. Ha ha ha! They didn't even see my crabs, baby! They didn't even see the crabs! I love this deck, bro. I love this deck. This deck sucks. I love it so much. And yeah, hey, if you play Magic the Gathering Arena and you want to play a little bit of like Explorer or, you know, the modern equivalent, but you don't got a lot of rare and mythic rare wild cards, I got you. I got you. Oh, you don't know what was in their hand. They might have full flooded. Whereas I did the opposite because my deck can't flood. I have like 20 lands. And half of my deck is draw spells. I was like, damn, if they like pack or like force of will me, I'll just hold that. They got me. Yo, that's sick. I love your horse. What do you think about my Jeff Goldblum? Pretty cool, huh? I'm gonna opt. Yeah, from a red deck, that's probably wise. Considering they're playing some kind of equip, there's a really good chance Spell Pierce just blows up a piece of equipment for one. Yo, that's what I'm saying, Sam I Am. If you have just like common and uncommon wild cards, get the fuck in here. I don't know where people like to post deck lists for Magic the Gathering Arena, but I'll like cycle out the current Surveil lands for a couple of the uncommon ones, or just like straight up normal, you know, oh fuck. That's a creature, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna opt. One land might not be no, we need action. Never mind, I looked at our hand. Delightfully devilish. I do think we need to get a couple more spells in the graveyardy. But another Delver does like make the race really good for us. Is it a good turn for just pick 'em up, boys? Or do we think they're gonna do another? This comes down to I think they're gonna do an equipment. I'm gonna Delver and hold up Spell Pierce because I think they're gonna equipment. I believe in the equipment. They're gonna gear up. No, yeah, this is Explorer. Yeah. Yeah, this is Explorer, which is like the kind of modern equivalent on MTGA. It doesn't have Modern Horizons, which, depending on who you ask, is fucking based. That's a big dog. Weird dog. Problematic dog. I'm gonna need to make him pick up that dog, huh? Yeah, I think this turn is try to Spell Pierce, cry when I can't Spell Pierce, end of turn, enter the Enigma. Oh, it's sorcery speed! Never mind. Please play an equipment. Eidos Rax. I need this. Please, the content. If I do a whole stream without losing with my common and uncommon only deck, I'll transcend into a higher form of being. Please. Please. Another goddamn creature. Very good, very interesting decision. trying to think if I can get enough damage. Might be a little awkward. Okay. There's one line here.
Smoke weed every day, weed every day, weed every day, weed every day. Smoke weed, smoke weed.
Thanks. I love playing mono blue aggro like a normal guy.
Looking forward to the YouTube video of this title. Number 1 Unstoppable MTG Crab player makes Meta Sheeple cry salty tears.
No fish. Just blocks. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Tell me I'm the best at math. Tell me I'm the best at math. Tell me I'm the smart boy who's good at math. Let's go! He's so good! Blue aggro, baby! Legit, I love this deck because I feel like it's like really complicated to play for being an aggro deck. I feel like this is like the wildest aggro deck I've ever played. Because it really is trying to just like dump. I've had turns where on turn 2 I put down 2 Tolarian Terrors and I'm just like, cool. Like my opponent just has to sit there and be like, damn, damn, damn. Because yeah, for anybody who showed up late, I kind of want to talk through the deck tech again real quick, just so you know what's going on and see if you're interested in trying a little blue aggro yourself. This is the music from Armed Police Batrider. Oh. Man, my heart rate is probably up. Let me check. Yeah, I'm at like 106. I'm fucking hyped. That was sick. All right, so here's what this deck is built around. Yeah, I can get a paste copy real quick. I don't know if it'll fit into a Twitch post. Oh no, I think that might actually be all of it. Yeah. And again, so if you are copying it, big important thing to know is if you don't have the Surveil lands, don't worry about it. If you have any Surveil lands that make blue, I recommend adding like 4 of them. If you don't, just put in more islands. Who cares? If you want to try Hidden Grotto or Juari Disruption, also interesting ideas. So I'm thinking Juari might be really good because it lets me hide additional spells in my lands. But yeah, so we're trying to get Tolarian Terror down really fast. This is a 5/5 with Ward 2. That's enough if you can put it down like turn 1 or turn 2 and just start bouncing people's stuff around. That's plenty. And it gets really cheap. It can be 1 to cast if we have a bunch of instants and sorceries in our graveyard. Eddie Merc has the same discount, except it can only go down to 2 blue. But it has flash. It's also a 5/5. It doesn't have protection for itself, but it can tap down 2 creatures and like often guarantee lethal because it is flash, so I can play it at the end of my opponent's turn. So a lot of times we'll be in situations where someone will have like 1 or 2 blockers up and they'll be like, okay, cool, I'll be able to block enough because like Tolarian Terror doesn't have trample and Delver of Secrets has flying, but often it can be a little slow to close out a game on its own. But then you just turn 2 of their creatures sideways for them and go, those ones can't block. It's aggro crab. And then you're in there. Curate is really good for drawing, and Surveil is you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and decide if you want to put them on top or into the graveyard. So a lot of times we'll just dump 2 spells into the graveyard and curate and draw, which makes our Tolarian Terror immediately pretty cheap and Eddie Merton Crab pretty cheap. An offer you can't refuse is a one mana counter that no one looks for, and you can't pay for it with Spell Pierce. Like, Spell Pierce people will be aware of sometimes, which is down here. And that's just a counter that makes them pay 2 more. Very rarely are they looking for an offer you can't refuse, which you can't pay for it. You just lose the card. End of story. Consider's incredible. It, again, lets us put something in the graveyard, draws a card, beautiful. It itself is an instant. Enter the Enigma is a sorcery that lets us, again, push through 5 damage or so, like especially if we get into a weird late game board stall when our opponent has like 3 or 5 health left. We draw one of these, and then we cast it main phase 1, shake my hand. Pretty good. Into the Flood Maw is a funny card. It lets you make an opponent pick something back up, which, again, if we're doing like this aggro tempo thing, often is really, really good. Opt, again, lets you scry and draw a card. Very good. Slip Out the Back is hilarious. This card is so funny. Phasing is not something people don't think about phasing. People don't think about phasing. They should think about phasing. It's based. For anyone who doesn't know, what phasing does is I point at a creature and I go, that creature doesn't exist until its controller's beginning of the controller's turn. Like, so if I phase out one of my creatures on like, they'll cast a piece of removal being like, I blow that guy up, and I'll be like, what guy? And then they just have to sit there and hold that, and their spell goes to their graveyard, and they waste their mana, and then, like, at the beginning of my next turn, I have the guy come back in, and it's just like, bada bing, I'm here again. Also, very clutch card for getting blockers out of the way in a way that people don't expect it. Phasing out someone's win condition for a turn at the beginning of their turn, which is immensely funny. The thing I love about it too is Magic the Gathering will explicitly ask you, like Magic the Gathering will be like, you're giving them a +1/+1 counter. You know that, right? And I'm like, oh, I know. Oh, I know, Magic. I know what I'm doing. And then our final payoff is Delver of Secrets. This card is nutty. So it's a 1/1 wizard for 1, which is stinky. But at the beginning of my turn, I look at the top card of my deck, and if it is an instant or sorcery, which about half of my deck is, I believe it's like 28, he turns into the Fly. He becomes a 3/2 flyer, which is very good and very fast. Lands, it's just all islands. If you have a couple of the Surveil lands that make blue, I like them. They seem to be pretty good in my experience. Not necessary, though. Yeah, exactly. +1/+1 only matters once the card phases back in, and if they're dead before that, I don't care. Why would I care? Yo, do we got some Aggro Crab fan art? Let's go. Yo, thank you, Rum. I treasure this little fella. I wish I could, like, set my own custom deck box images, but then, like, you know, people would put, like, dicks. Ooh, this is a really bad hand. A rare bad hand for this deck. A rare second bad hand, but that's okay. We just put down an island. We opt 45 times. We'll draw something. I'm gonna hold up the blue mana so they have to think about Spell Pierce. I'm not gonna do it. They didn't think about Spell Pierce. What a jerk. Yeah, I want to draw that, actually. I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want to, like, give him Tolarian Terror. Yeah, they had to read. Look at this. They're reading Slip Out the Back. They're like, what the fuck is that card? Phasing? Is this guy on crack? Okay, yeah, they took the Flood Maw. That's reasonable. Ho, 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 ho! Immediately rewarded for my bad behavior. Well, well, well. If it isn't dumb fuck Jones at it again. Yo, thank you for the donation for Edward Merck
I'm here
Crab.
for Edward Merck Crab, Esquire.
A non-land card from it, huh? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna have my pal vanish till the end of the turn for no reason. Fuck! Yeah, they were doing that to try and get that out of the way. I was like, damn it, they're gonna try and get my phase out so they can kill that thing. Ha ha ha! Sorry, man. I'm sorry, that's a shithead draw. Okay, we have enough stuff in the graveyard at this point. We want to draw. Ha ha ha! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! It doesn't flip our Delver, but like, you know. They could still win. Witch's Oven is like a goofy ass card. Oh, they sacked it? Oh, they're digging, huh? So what does level 2 do? Sacrifice a permanent, I mill 2. I will reveal. I don't have, for the record, I don't have to show it to them. I'm going to. I want them to know. Ty, are you just being a butthole? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, there's the Igra. Igra's really dangerous. Base. Okay, this gets a little awkward here. What's the ward? Sack of food. Come on, no removal. Play one creature, one spell, and pass. Oh, fuck yeah. Trying to think how I do this, because if I tap this, I have to sacrifice one of my creatures. And I would probably sacrifice my Insectile Aberration, or I just swing in with both, because this doesn't have lifelink. But they can sacrifice it to gain life is the problem. Like, my creature dies either way. Just they get to... Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As soon as I have any window. I wait till end of turn. Okay. I'm gonna keep letting them cook. Do they have 3 other non-land permanents? Crap! He gets there, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Crab. So, no, Igra, what Igra does, since Igra's here, it's, other creatures are a food artifact in that, and you can sacrifice that, and it's still only ones you control. This is at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice 3 other non-land permanents. Sacrifice is only stuff you control, yeah. Also, I love that I had like exactly the right amount of shit to sack to Igra, to get away with Igra stuff. I wanna pat myself on the back for tapping Igra and blowing up the crab to do it. So I kept the ward. Felt smart. Yeah, that deck was hella dangerous. They were absolutely 1 turn from killing me, for the record. Like, I think to the point that me showing them Tolarian Terror so that they thought that was the only threat I had so I could follow up with Eddie Mert Crab after they tapped out was maybe actually mandatory for winning that, which is hilarious. That's so funny. I love Magic, because you don't have to ever reveal your deck for Delver of Secrets. All you have to do for Delver of Secrets is like, if it is an instant or sorcery and you want it to transform, then you have to show it. Otherwise, you could just show whatever. You can show it, you can not show it. It can be an instant or sorcery and you can just decline to show it, just then your guy doesn't transform. Crab is like definitely the MVP. Like, it was revealed so that they knew I drew a Tolarian Terror, you know? Ugh. Crab is really good. This deck was already winning pretty well with just the Delver of Secrets and the Tolarian Terrors. But yeah, I gotta be honest, having the Crab as like an additional 3 targets of endgame threat is like so good. I might put a 4th in. I might. Uh-oh. Satch Masters. Careful, everyone. We don't have either of our creatures, and it's 3 lands. That's what it's all about, baby. Unauthorized is a little slow for an opening hand move. However, Consider is based. Pipe? Pipe? Now where could my pipe be? Pipe? I'm living. I'm so here for the pipe. I'm so here for the pipe. I'm sorry. I need you to pick the pipe up. Okay, your turn. I hate my deck. No. You can't have the pipe. This is Garfield Gaming to the highest caliber. This is Richard Garfield Gaming. Now they're just sitting here with a fish, like, well, what do I do with this? Oh, it's so funny. Oh, nice, good. Good use of my fish. Oh, brother, okay, that's a bad draw. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, I need to get some more music on here. Hold on. Blood Fountain. Create blood token. Token. Okay. Are you ready to watch me do the most head-ass thing you've ever seen in your life? Pick it up! Oh, we're keeping that one. Okay. I need my opponent to play anything. I love this game, dude. Whoa, scary. Pick him up. It's game time. I can't slip out the back and do two of them, but I can Tolarian Tear and hold slip up the back out. Are you winning? I think so. I don't. Have we lost the game yet? We might have just been winning for like a really long time. Oh, what the heck? Skedaddle, boys! It's the fuzz, cheese it! I'm holding full control so that they think I have a response of some form. So shift plus control makes you have full control, which means it will not pass turn until you call it. I think I have to do this now. Okay, I'll play one land. Still gonna feign the other one though. We might be in trouble. They have enough that if they can remove this guy and I don't draw another, I'm in a pickle. Because they have the manga. Ooh, that's good for them. Okay. Okay, opt. Okay, they still don't have enough to block everything. This could end up becoming a one-turn clock or a clutch block. This could be useful on both sides. Okay. And now they probably throw a 1/1 in front of it. Okay, yeah. So this is why I want Delver on board, because Delver's an additional clock in the back. We need Crab. If we draw Crab, we like are Gucci as fuck. They just need to draw any removal because they can pay for ward. Yeah, they can just pay for ward. There's kind of the other reason is if we flip Delver, we still win the race. And if we draw like anything. Nice! All right! Yeah, the second one, they were right. They were gonna lose there. Like their hand being empty versus my hand being empty is way different. Because the thing about my deck that's like so bananas is like, let's say we're in top deck mode, right? what can we draw in top deck mode? An offer you can't refuse, which is fantastic because it shuts down my opponent and they can't really do anything with the treasure if it was the last card in their hand, right? And they were already at like 9 land. What am I gonna do? Give them 11 land? Who cares? Thanks to the Risa Brazaroso. Consider lets me, I draw 1 card, thinning my deck, play it, and then look at 2 cards, or look at 1 card, and then like pick, you know, keep that one or not. I get more draw off that. Delver, which would have killed them. Enter the Enigma, which would have killed them. Into the Flood Maw, which would have killed them. Opt, which would have let me look at 2 cards and, you know, like, or look at a card and decide whether I want it. So again, higher quality draw. Slip out the back, which lets me either kill them by phasing one of their creatures out. As a surprise, they don't block it. Or dodge removal. So that's a beautiful draw. If we would have got slip out the back, I would have pogged. Spell Pierce, which would have been bad. That's probably like the worst draw we had available. Spell Pierce was kind of dead. Curate is a crazy good draw in that situation, right? Because that's look at 2 cards and then pick either one of them, and if neither's good, put them in the graveyard, draw another. Unauthorized Exit, again, another one of Surveil, increases our draw quality, and it bounces something. Eddie Mert Crab would have won on the spot. Tolarian Terror, another one would have just won on the spot. Like, I legitimately think, like, other than Spell Pierce, there were, and like another island, which again, we only run 20 lands in a 60 card deck. Our deck had like stupid hot draws there. Damn, I almost want to like, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, just so I can say I played for an hour without losing. I'll be right back. Also, I want to grab a drink. I'll be right at the bake. Getting rid of the lead pipes was crucial because it discounted our Eddie Mert Crabs and our Tolarian Terrors. Every instant and sorcery we put in the graveyard makes them cheaper. It was the only reason we could. It was the only reason we could cast them on time. So, like, as stupid as it sounds, yeah, yeah. But yeah, this deck is so much fun. This is the Sigma Fight Phase 1 from Mega Man X5. I just put up a Mega Man X list and clicked near Mega Man X5. Yeah, Sigma First Encounter. Oh. Sigma's kind of like a big Dracula, you know? In a way, it's like a big guy. It's like a Dracula. He like sucks off robots instead of guys. This is the good part of this theme. I love this bit. I'm a sucker for that cheesy ass synth. It's just not used in a lot of other stuff, you know? One sec. Let me find there's a track on the X5 OST that is like so funny to me because it just sounds. It's like there's Eurobeat just out of nowhere. Where is that? Do they have that on here? It would be not Rongda Bongda, not Generic Boss theme goes really hard. I love that one. Not Zero Dies. Damn, where is it'd be like Sigma stage? Maybe it's X vs Zero stage? No, that's the fight. This game used so many weird synths. It rules. Dynamo's theme's a lot of fun. Where? Damn it. Hold on. Did they just not have it in here? That's crazy. Sigma stage X5, please. Yeah, Cyber Maze Core. That's how you know it's gonna rock, when it's got a dumb name like that. The strange Eurobeat in the middle at the end of X5. It's also like a folk song that I believe Zune also used for Toho. So it's like very funny that there's just a kind of Toho adjacent song right at the end of Mega Man X5, which is the Mega Man X that myself and Doc just shake hands and agree. It's the good one. People don't get it. That's okay. Okay. Oh. Ah. Sorry, I dropped a container on the ground. It's okay. X5 would be so much better if it didn't leave it. Yeah, so Marxist Maximus, first of all, base name, keep it up. Second of all, glad to have you. Great first time message. Third thing, there's a fan-made mod for Mega Man X5 that's really good, and I really strongly recommend it. It does a bunch of stuff to make the game better, and one of them is it makes it so if you launch with no parts, it guarantees failure, and if you launch with all parts, it guarantees success. Like, if you do all of the spaceship parts and all of the laser parts, like, it's guaranteed that Zero makes it out, I believe. And there's also stuff like Duff McWhalen's stage is way faster, which is a good or bad thing. You can just get the bad ending sometimes in the original? Yeah. Yeah, it's percentage chance. Yeah. It's fucking bold. It's like a stupid decision, and people don't like it from a video game standpoint, and I feel that. But it's like weird and bold. It's strange. But yeah, hey, thanks for the follow. But yeah, definitely check out that that hack if you're interested. It's a really good time. I played through it a few times. It was super fun. The other thing the mod changes that's awesome is in the original game, you only get upgrades for the character you are like currently playing as, and you also, and this is really weird, a lot of people don't know this, if you want to get every upgrade in Mega Man X5 in an initial playthrough, it's partially related to how far along the countdown timer is. So you need to explicitly go into a level and game over a bunch of times to burn clock. And then after you've done that, like, I think it's like 6 or 7 times, you then go in and play the game, and you'll start getting like upgrades right away. And you still only get them for the character you play as. And the mod just makes it so like, no, you just get them immediately and for both characters. So if you want to switch back and forth, you just fucking can. Like, they went in and they were like, okay, we respect your bold but strange vision. We've turned it into a good video game. I hope that's cool with you. All right, sick, it's been an hour. I officially played my dumbass common uncommon aggro crab deck for an hour in Explorer without losing. Don't let your memes be dreams, kid. Kids, plural, all y'all. Sorry, I'm just like popping off. I'm so excited that this deck is like, I've been workshopping this a little bit with like, with a few folks like Zorak Kavanaugh, a few others. Ooh, this is like the one kind of rough draw, but we go first. I think I'll take it. We just have to hope our surveils hit spells. It didn't. That's okay, though. I don't mind drawing another one of those. Yeah, I'll drop that. I'll wait till their turn and then EOT consider. So when is this deck getting banned out of Pauper? I actually think there's an even stronger version of this. Ooh, Skrell 5. Okay, gamers, this is probably the one we lose. I think I need to have like a perfect hand to beat Skrell Toxic. Come on. I mean, that helps a lot. Okay, so like if we get there, there's a good chance we just roll over, but we need to draw a land and then opt and also hit something good. We kind of drew a lot of our payoffs early, which is not the best. Is this non-land permanent? Sick. As soon as they dump mana into caretakers, we're gonna make them pick it up. I'll scry that. We really want the fast stuff right now. Okay, great. So if they don't level it up, we can EOT consider. That'll drop these down to costing 3. Because there's a really good chance they just try and take this thing up a level. Okay, we take one here. Yeah, I still want them to pick that up. Oh, absolutely graveyard. Nice, and that puts 2 in the graveyard. Oh, and we get to flip. Let's go. Okay, if we consider, we can play 2 T-Terrors. Because now they cost the big one, baby. Let's do it. Ooh, or I could T-Terror into E-Crab. E-Crab. It's a crab. They have Toxic, but that's not Death Touch, right? Yeah, word. E-E-E. E-E-E. The main thing I have to worry about is them leveling this up and then playing the card that instant kills me. Which would be like bad, you know? I wouldn't love it. As soon as they move to attackers, I'm gonna tap down their stuff. And just really slow down their game. And then probably do the same thing next turn. I also have an offer if they play something crazy. That's fine, you can have that. No. Okay. It's pretty good. That'll give him a little bit of life back. We don't get the crab. The good news is if we... Ooh, Surveil isn't the best thing in the world here. I think we're at the point where raw counters are like mad good. I'm thinking if I crab here, I mean, I can just swing in regardless and then crab before their attacks because they're gonna block with stuff. And I think if they sacrifice everything, I don't... No. The way I want to play this is I want to tap token Enduring Innocence. So they can't multi-block even if they want to. Yo, Vipris, thanks for the raid!
Nice.
We're crab gaming.
Nice.
And it's working way better than it should.
Good.
Oh, these tokens can't block. You're right. I forgot Skrelv's Hive. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right, bestie. In that case, they're in big trouble, huh? Okay. I think we win because we just tap down their 2 blockers and swing. We crab them. Crab them, boys! But thanks for the raid. I'm playing a really fucking stupid deck, and it hasn't lost yet. Is that 3 poison? They're tapped out. I'll block one. As far as I know, there is no 0 cost. Crab them, boys! I told you the crabs were there. I knew it. I was like, this hand's a little greedy, but it's got 2 Tolarians and 2 crabs, and I think that's enough. And great news, team. It was enough. Oh, man. Yeah, for any raiders who just showed up, let me show you the crabs that can't lose. So here's the deck. First of all, these are the only rares I have in it. These are what are called Surveil lands. They enter tapped, and you get to look at the top card of your deck and either keep it on top or put it in the graveyard. It's crazy good for us because we want to put spells we find into our graveyard as fast as we can early in the game. So even though they come in tapped and we have no use for the other color of mana, they are still good enough. There's a lot of times where these will either burn through some of the very few lands we have because we're only running 20 lands total, which is super low to the ground, super duper low to the ground. So yeah, they're really useful. They aren't mandatory, but I would say if you have any lying around, pretty good. There's also a few other cards I'm considering trying, like Jawari Disruption and stuff. So our big payoffs are Tolarian Terror and Eddie Merc Crab. So these both have the same line of text on them, which is they cost 1 mana less for each instant and sorcery in our graveyard. They're really good. This is a 5/5 with Ward 2, which means it's just really hard to get rid of, and it's pretty big. Eddie Merc Crab is also a 5/5. Standard is 17 lands in draft because that is a 40 card deck. This is a 60 card deck. It is way more. Eddie Merc Crab taps down 2 things when you enter it. The other thing is it has flash, which means I can play it. There's a lot of situations. This card's like shockingly flexible. The situations I really like to play it in is either you will get past priority before combat starts. And if your opponent is getting ready to bonk you with 2 creatures that'll like kill you or deal a shitload of damage or draw them a bunch of cards if it hits you, or when they attack, blah, 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 blah. There's like a bunch of times you would want to just, before combat starts, go, get crabbed. And then you tap both of them down and they're not able to attack and they're not able to block the turn after, which is real good. Real good. Also, you can wait until the end of your opponent's turn and tap down their blockers like we did last game, where they only had 2 creatures that could block and they held them both back, being like, well, I'll just block these and then I get to swing back in with my lethal, and they got fucking crabbed. So these are amazing. These are really what we're playing for. The other creature we have that's like a really, really solid threat, and let me get to Spike Rose Red, also known as Axel the Red. Oh. Hell yeah, X5 Gaming. So the other threat we have that sometimes will windmill slam through folks is Delver of Secrets. This card is hysterical. It is a 1/1 wizard for 1, just a singular blue mana, 1 water droplet. But at the beginning of my turn, I'm able to look at the top card of my deck before I draw it, and if it is an instant or sorcery, I can show my opponent, look what I got, and then this guy turns into a 3/2 flyer. There are a lot of times where I will turn 1, play Delver, turn 2, reveal and flip Delver, and my opponent will just concede instantly. The number of wins I've had that are under 30 seconds because of Delver, so funny, so funny. People hate this shit. They hate it so fucking much. It's awesome. Best card. And then other than that, we have a really big suite of very cheap and low cost spells. You may notice this costs 1, this costs 1, this costs 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then we have 4 cards total that cost 2, and they are Curate and Unauthorized Exit. So let's start there. Unauthorized Exit lets me bounce a non-land permanent, which is just a fancy way of saying a creature, an artifact, an enchantment, a planeswalker, just like anything on the board. They have to pick it up, which is really good, especially because this is at instant speed. So what I can do is, again, make them play it, put all their stuff on the table, and then at the end of their turn say, okay, pick that one up. And then I start my turn. So they, a lot of times will have paid, like 5 or 6 mana for some like nuclear bomb threat they just slap on the table, and I go, damn, that's crazy. And then I tell them to put it back in their hand, and they go, It's a really good time. It also has Surveil 1, which is the same keyword we had on our lands, which is look at the top card of your library, we can put it in our graveyard, which again, the Crab and the Terror just care about how many instants and sorceries are in our graveyard. It doesn't care if we cast them or not. So if we just look at the top card and go, and put it in the graveyard, still discounts these. So it's like really, really good. Curate is that, but more so. It's Surveil 2 and then draw a card. The thing that's really nice about this is not only does it enable our Eddie Merc Crabs and our Tolarian Terrors, it also is really high quality card draw, right? Because it means look at 2 cards, decide if you want either of them, and you can either say, I want one of them and the other one can go in the trash, I want both of them on top in this specific order, or even just both of these aren't good, give me the next one. It's like really good card selection. It also lets you, it lets you like play this, and sometimes in amazing turns, you'll play this at the end of your opponent's second turn, and you'll put 2 instants and sorceries into the graveyard, and then also Curate itself is an instant or sorcery, and then you will immediately have gotten 3 discounts on your Tolarian Terrors, which a lot of times means you go into turn 3, you cast a Tolarian Terror, you draw a land the next turn, you cast another big threat. They just are super pissed off. Also, yeah, this deck blows Reanimator up. Anytime someone reanimates something not named Atraxa, I just tell them to put it back in their hand, and they go, damn. Damn, I guess. The one problem is Valgavoth has a really big ward, but usually we're just trying to kill them before they get that shit done. As far as our spell suite, though, in the 1 cost, we have an Offer You Can't Refuse, which is just a really strong counter spell. It costs 1. It gives my opponent 2 mana of any color to spend whenever they like. But that doesn't matter if I just told them to put their win condition in the graveyard and they have no way to get it back. They can have here you go, have treasure, enjoy, roll around in your slop, piggy. Time to die. Consider is just a great 1 cost spell. You cast it, Surveil 1, draw a card. So a lot of times you cast Consider, put an instant in the graveyard, and draw a card. The dream is always Consider, dump like Enter the Enigma, and draw a Tolarian Terror, and you're just like, oh, every time. And speaking of which, we have Enter the Enigma. We only run 3 of these because it's not incredible to draw a bunch of them early on. But as the game goes later, I'm more okay with drawing a duplicate of them. 1 is fine whenever, because I can pretty easily just spend this on whatever creature and, draw a card, and that's fine. We don't want 4 of them, because drawing 2 of them really early on is pretty bad, and that's usually where, like, 2 copies is I want to draw 1 eventually. 3 copies is I do want to draw 1, but I don't want to draw 2. And then 4 is like I'm okay with drawing 2 even pretty early on. And then, so this is like a great card. It's just target creature can't be blocked this turn, draw a card. It is unfortunately sorcery speed. But it's really good when we have our Tolarian Terror and our Eddie Merc Crab, and they just, our opponent's at 5 life, or like another really common situation, our opponent's at 8. We have a flipped Delver on board and a Tolarian Terror, and Tolarian Terror doesn't have trample, so they just are like, oh, I'll just keep chumping 1/1s in front of it, and then I just pay this, and it turns into a Lava Axe for 1, which is, most people would play a Lava Axe for 1 that draws a card, and frankly, for this deck, it's that a lot. It's that if Crab or Terror are on the field and they were going to be blocked, Enigma's crazy. So it's like a really, really good 3 of. Into the Flood Maw is a really fun card. I love this one. This is part of Bloomborough. This is an instant that lets you, again, force an opponent to pick it up. It only hits creatures by default. So, which honestly is usually enough. Like making someone pick up a creature for 1 mana at the end of your turn that's also working towards your game plan is just like, mwah, love that. We also have the option of giving our opponent a 1/1 fish creature token that then lets us force them to pick up anything that's not a land. Which again, that means we can force them to pick up a planeswalker. If they have one of those cards that's like, let me look it up, talents. Any of these, like Caretaker's Talent. These cards, this costs 3 to play and then 1 to level it up and then another 4 to level it up. So like if my opponent plays this and then puts 2 mana into it and 4 mana into it, they've invested 8 mana into this card. So like if they do that and then in response to them leveling it up, I just go, here you go, have a fish, pick it up. Oh, brutal. And talents are really popular right now. So I really recommend it. I think they're fantastic here. Let me just show you all the talents, because Artist Talent shows up sometimes. Bandit's Talent's pretty common. Scavenger's Talent is another one. We had this played against us earlier today. Caretaker's Talent, we had played against us earlier today. Hunter's Talent is an insanely dangerous card. Where's the one that doubles? Innkeepers. This is the other one. If you see Innkeeper's Talent on the board, Into the Flood Maw is a nuclear bomb against this deck. Because what they will do is they'll play Innkeeper's Talent, and they'll slowly level it up, and they'll take advantage of, +1/+1 on counters. Like, even the first 2 modes are really good, right? It lets you put Ward 1 on creatures, so they're harder to get rid of. It lets them buff up. It lets them do better in combat. And then level 3 is if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kind of counters on that permanent or player instead. Now, you might say, well, that seems oddly specific. Why is it so dangerous? Well, hi, Vraska. Which one is it? Is it Betrayer? Yeah. So, Vraska has a thing called Completed, which means, okay, first of all, when you play a Planeswalker, they enter and they start at 0 loyalty counters, and then you add counters to them. You put counters on them when they enter. So this immediately gets doubled, which means instead of having like 6 MP or whatever you want to call it, it's called loyalty in this game, but just think of it as like MP for the Planeswalker. You get to take 1 action off of this card each turn, including the turn you put her down. The thing is, normally she only comes down with 6, so you can either choose to draw a card and lose 1 life, which is pretty good. Target creature becomes a treasure artifact with you can sacrifice it to add a mana, and it loses all other card types and abilities. Really good ability. But since she comes down with 12, you can immediately do her -9, which is if target player has fewer than 9 poison counters, they get a number of poison counters equal to the difference. And the problem is 10 poison counters is you lose. That gets around life gain, that gets around all sorts of weird little protections. But you go from 0 to 9, and then unfortunately the Innkeeper's Talent doubles it. So, because again, the loyalty counters get doubled, which means you go to 9 right away, and then the poison counters get doubled, and you are at 18 poison and you explode on the spot. So that's why I was a little worried when I saw Innkeepers hit the board at one point. I can't remember if that was today or not, but Innkeeper's Talent is like a fucking dangerous card. It's also just like good is the other thing. Like it's always good. This card's always good. It's just fantastic across the board. Yeah. So again, just a great card for Into the Flood Maw to make them pick. So again, you want to talk about something that's like good enough to give your opponent a fish? Yeah, have a fish, pick it up. Have a fish, pick it up. And then Opt is just we get to look at the top card of our deck and either put it on top or put it on bottom. It's a slightly worse version of Consider for our deck, but it's still very, very good. Slip Out the Back is the funniest card in the deck. I'm considering running 4 of them, but I usually only need them if I have good targets on board. But this Phase is a creature. Phasing never comes up in Modern Magic. People aren't ready for phasing. As soon as Zorak posted this card, I was like, this is the best idea you've ever had. And it is. What phasing does is it's way simpler than you'd think. I point at a creature and go, that creature doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist. That's it. It doesn't exist. It's just not there anymore. It's not in the game. It doesn't exist until the beginning of that the creature's controller's next turn. So, like, a lot of times what'll happen is opponent will, like, target Tolarian Terror, spend a bunch of mana, do a removal spell. They might even have a removal spell that can't be countered, you know, that they're excited to play against the blue deck because they're like, hey, gonna get him. And then I just go, after they've, you know, tapped and spent 6 mana to get rid of my Tolarian Terror, I just go, what Tolarian Terror? I don't know what you're talking about. There wasn't a guy there at all. You also can use this to temporarily make your opponent's creatures not exist for a turn, which is very good. Very, very good. Yeah, phasing is incredible because phasing gets around sacrifice as well. Sacrifice is like a brutal mechanic. If you don't know, in Magic, there's a lot of cards like Sheoldred's Edict. Sheoldred's Edict. And so what you do is you play this and you tell your opponent they have to sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice. And I only have one thing on the field and I go, damn. And then I have to sacrifice it. And sacrifice ignores the ward. It ignores a bunch of other stuff. It's so funny. Because again, it's like the weirdest case in Magic of you literally just get to say functionally, like, you know, what pumpkin? You just get to look at your opponent and go, what pumpkin? Like, it is the closest you can do to legally picking up and eating the card and then throwing up the card at the end of your turn. Oh. And yeah, sacrifice ignores indestructible as well. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's the most what pumpkin card that exists. And I adore that. I love that. I think mechanically that's very rich and funny. Ooh, phase out for 1 white. That is mad good.
There's an equipment
Also, I saw someone recommended a card. One second.
Phase out for 1 W.
Have you considered playing Ipnu Rivulet?
Commanders in forever.
Let me look. Add that, play 1 life, add that. Ooh, I think you're fucking cooking. Ooh, that mill late game could be so good. Ooh, okay. I'm adding that to the experiment list. That's so good. Because it itself is a desert. Exactly, chat. Yeah. So, like, later game, if I'm just, like, having trouble getting my crabs going. Ipnu Rivulet. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Yeah, that's a great idea. How many I'm down to 6 uncommon wild cards. Oh my god, I'm finally getting through all of them. Yeah, great idea. I will add that to the list for sure. But yeah, so that's another reason Slip Out the Back is beautiful. Spell Pierce is just a classic. This card's always playable. Like, whenever Spell Pierce is legal, Spell Pierce is good. Play Spell Pierce. 1 mana, tell opponent to not do something. Yeah. And so that's all the cards in this bad boy. It's a really fun deck. It's really simple, and it only it's like, again, I exported it earlier. Let me see if I still have it copied. No. Let me hit y'all with the export. Because yeah, hey, this deck has, again, some Surveil lands in the bottom, but like feel free to swap those out with whatever. This deck has only commons and uncommons, and then like the blue Surveil lands I had lying around, so feel free to just swap those out. But yeah, this deck's cheap as shit. If you like play a lot of MTGA, you just have 10,000 commons and uncommons. Check it out. Give it a try. Really fun and explore. Yeah, it's so fun. This deck's hilarious. It also makes you feel like a genius. Like, it has both the aggro math of needing to play all your lines really tight and make sure you get through as much damage as you can. This is a little clunky because we don't have anything to play. We have to ship this one. Normally, my advice is if you have Tolarian Terror or Eddie Merc Crab or Delver, just keep, but none of these can be played without creature or spell from our opponent. Okay, much better. Much, much better. And we can just put down Hedge Maze, I think. Yeah. And we'll just T1 Delver and see if Dr. Feelgood, damn, what a good name. I bet my friend Burst Burglar would love that. Let's see if they can deal with a turn 1 Delver or if they're just going to pee their pants and explode. Please pee your pants and explode. I'm going to consider first. I'm going to consider main phase 2. Fuck yeah, dude. Ty, why did you surveil main phase 2? Trust, bro. Trust. Nuts! Dang, I can't believe it. They bounced my boy. Oh, that's going to the graveyard for sure. Dmelver. All right, now we have 2 slips, one of which they know about.
What the fuck?
Yo, that's sick. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. That's tight. I don't want any part of it. That card looks tight. Yo, what was that? Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter. When the 12th hour, shuffle your hand in graveyard, draw 7, exile. Wild. What a bizarre card. I love that. That's so cool. I hope my opponent doesn't think I'm being rude. I hope they like look up my stream and are just like, oh, they're like legitimately, they think my deck is based. Top 3, put them in, okay. That's the other thing I'm loving about Explorer, by the way. I have seen so few. Please, please, please. Fuck. Time to do 3. I love doing 50-50s, baby. Ooh. You better not. What pumpkin? What pumpkin? What pumpkin? I don't know what pumpkins you're referring to, sir. This deck rules, man. I love it. 4 damage, we can make this happen. Yeah! Shoutouts to Zorak, by the way. Shoutouts to Zorak for the slip out the back. Absolutely the best pick of all time. I love that card now. That card is like maybe my favorite. I might run 4. I'm considering running 4 because hot dog is it a funny card. Yeah. Well, Man. Yeah, I wish I could, like, send my opponent just a, I think your deck is neat. I think your deck is very cool. Yeah. All right, well, I'll be back with some Mario Party stuff later today. I just wanted to do a little bit of magic. I wanted y'all to know. I wanted y'all to see my deck because I think it's a lot of fun and I think it's weirdly good and it's incredibly cheap. I guess my evidence for it being weirdly good is, hey, did we lose yet? Did we ever lose? No? Based. Well, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. If you aren't already following, please do. I would super appreciate it. My name's Ty. I play all sorts of stuff. I've just been on my Magic bullshit lately. I'll be back for Mario Party stuff later. Hey, thanks for being here. Love that Magic. Thanks for playing some Magic with me. I'm gonna rage all over my buddy Newbie, who's been having a rough couple days, but I believe he is big fishing. So, catch y'all later. Thank you so much for being here. Peace.